I told the team, one I'll probably never forget. That is for sure. Super proud of our staff and, just all that went into getting ready for this game. Our team was focused. They were ready. And as it worked out, it was kind of just what the doctor ordered for us. We got, I thought, really good rhythm with our first groups. And, got a chance to see some guys that are going to be in new roles, new starters, and more significant roles, make plays. We got a lot of situational work, which will be very good for us. It was great to be able to, I think we played 78 guys out of the 80 there. So, just a great experience, an opportunity for us to teach and grow our team and our focus and our depth and our morale, So it really worked out well from that standpoint. Really was no major negatives at all to me. It was all good. Certainly things you're disappointed in and football stuff we can clean up. But big picture-wise, from where we've been since March, it was just a true joy to watch them play and to see them having some fun and really overall a pretty clean first game. So I'm excited to getting the rhythm of the season a little bit this week with having a normal practice week, routine practice week. So I think that's going to be good for us. And as far as football-wise, some of the comments on the offense and defense and kicking game, offensively, our tempo was outstanding. Had 82 plays and, 561 yards. 19 guys touched the ball. A lot of fun to see so many guys just be involved and more fun to see everybody excited for each other. Selflessness is a great core value of our program. And, Trevor, most passing yards ever for an opener. He was 22 of 28 for 351, 79%, and he missed one wide open guy and had 2 drops. So he was a couple plays from being 25 of 28. Super proud of our first offensive line. They played really well. They did a great job of catching the movement. Our protection was excellent. Just that group is going to be really, really good. And, I felt like that's what I would see, but to actually see it, really proud of those guys. And then Travis Etienne had 20 touches, 149 all-purpose, averaged 6 yards a carry. He just kind of doing his thing. Good to see him involved in the passing game, and he's certainly a weapon there. But third down, we were really good. We were 8 of 15, and sputtered down the stretch with our backups. Should have had a couple more, but good job in the red zone, 5 for 5, and then the 1 minute drive for points was just awesome to see. And probably the biggest thing, we had a couple miscues on the very first drive. Had a receiver fall down, and then Trevor took a bad sack. We had a couple drops, and just thought we stalled a little bit with our backups, but really that's kind of what I expected. Just that our backups, that's the biggest thing, is we've just got to develop our second OL in particular. And, they're going to be good players. And for them to be able to get the type of experience that they got is really going to bode well for us. I think most all those guys got 15, 20, plus plays. I think Walker Parks got 26 plays. And, just really good. That's going to really help us, make it real to them and teach. And they're made of the right stuff, so I know they'll improve. But that is an area we got to get better for sure. And just some details, just, a few things here or there, but overall, really pleased. And then defensively, a lot of good things from our first group there as well. And our new key guys that we know we're going to be counting on, a lot of good stuff. We dominated line of scrimmage. They averaged 1.1 per rush. We had 6 sacks, 11 tackles for loss. I thought we did a great job of controlling the line, did a good job on third down. Good to see us hold up in the red zone. We had a couple, got them in a couple bad spots and gave up a couple big plays. Next thing you know, you're backed up a little bit, and I thought we held up in the red zone really well. exception of the 2 bad penalties on the touchdown that they got, late hit out of bounds and a PI, allowed them to have some life there. We had a 4th down stop, so did a really good job. And again, played a ton of guys. Did not create any turnovers, probably one of the disappointments. Turned a couple guys loose, had a couple of just mental errors here or there, but I thought and a couple bad penalties, but I thought our effort was tremendous, and just got some technique things to teach up, and we gave up a big play off just not wrapping up one time, but all correctable stuff. But the effort was excellent. The amount of guys that got very significant snaps. I think we played 8 or 9 safeties, played 5 corners, and all those backers got a chance to get in there and get some significant playing time as well. And just really, really pleased with that aspect of it, because I know it's going to make us better. And then special teams, good to see Spires flip the field, backed up. Just what a bomb he punted there at the beginning of the game, and BT's kickoffs, 2 big field goals. I thought we did a good job of, affecting that one kick, and it gave us a credit for a block there. But still, several things we can clean up. We let the ball hit one time on punt return. We should have fielded the ball. Aiden has been really, really good on his kickoffs, and miss-hit one. And so overall, again, a really good opener, especially to go on the road in conference and get a win. Just super proud of our guys and our staff, and, expect us to get better. And that's what this week's about. It's about Clemson. It's about us learning and improving our team, and obviously an open date after that. So getting some guys back healthy and available, and as far as injuries from the game, really just 2 guys that we checking out, and that's Rook and Tyler Davis. They're actually having MRIs today to kind of see where they are. Hopefully neither one is any type of long-term serious thing. So, but won't know until we get the information back on that. But overall, again, a good start for us, and on to the next one.
We'll open the line to questions. If you all will please identify yourself and your affiliation before asking, it'd be greatly appreciated.
Coach Trevor Groves, CUTigers.com. After watching the film, what was your evaluation of the 2 backup quarterbacks, what they did well and what they need to work on?
They both did some good things. Obviously, was disappointed with this interception. The guy was really buzzing hard, and he was could have been either a little quicker with the throw, or really probably should have just ran the ball, because he was outside, no contain. But did a nice job, and then DJ getting in there for his first opportunity to play. He went in there and executed very well. I think he ended up 10 snaps. He graded well. He was just 2 for 3, and had the one pass play that was incomplete. He'd like to have that back. Probably should have worked into the boundary there. And tried to just really put the ball in the hole, but it was good to see him out there. Good to get him some experience, and again, our first group. Trevor played 64 snaps, and our offensive line, 50-something and 65. I think the high end was 65. So we got a chance to really get a good rhythm and have control of the game. And I think Trevor played maybe 2 series, and we had 50 plays at halftime. So our tempo was excellent, and our conversion on 3rd down and just execution was really good. But both those guys did a solid job, and I know they'll continue to grow from it.
Dabo, you mentioned all the movement that your offensive line had to contend with. Cade Stewart, sort of as the point man there, how do you think he did upon watching the film?
He played great, really all of them. All 5 of those guys. It is a really good. The guy I'm probably most proud of is Putnam, just because he had the furthest to go from a knowledge standpoint to catch up with all those guys. Jordan McFadden's a redshirt sophomore. Cade's a 5th-year senior. Box a 4th-year junior. Jackson's a 3rd-year junior that's played a lot of football. Putnam has been here 1 year and a first-year starter. So really proud of him and how far he's come. He's kind of caught up with the guys from a mental standpoint. He had a couple plays here or there, but really thought he did a nice job. But Cade is he's an athletic. Cade can play tackle for us. I mean, he's a very good athlete. His body's in a great place. He's become a leader for us. He's very confident, and man, I'm really proud of that young man. I mean, he did a great job. But when you play Wake, and I mean, they're all over the place. I mean, they'll have wide nine techniques, slanting all the way, looping all the way into the A gap. And so to see us communicate and bump things off the way we did, and really just, great protection the whole night. They got us one time where we didn't quite get it switched off there with Putnam and Cade, I believe, but the other one was on Trevor. I mean, that was just inexcusable. Just throw the ball away, but they did a super job, especially for a first game where you just really don't know. And listen, Wake's got a really good defensive front seven, and they do a lot of things. But, that goes back to how we prepare on this practice field and what we see in practice every day defensively. It just really gives us a chance to be very successful on game day, because we see so many different looks, so many different pressures, so many different fronts, and we have to catch moving all the time. And so that was good to see our practice show up on game day and be able to make the right adjustments.
Dabo, how impressed were you? I mean, you've been talking about Miles Murphy since he's got on campus, but the first game to go out there and lead the team in tackles for a loss and sacks. Can you talk about, have you seen it dominant for a first game for a freshman like that?
Yeah, he's pretty special. He and Brzee are just ahead of their they're freshmen on paper only. They're smart, they're instinctive, they're big and physical, incredibly coachable guys, and that's not the norm at all. But he's for a true freshman coming in. He really has all the attributes that you look for, and so I was really proud of those guys, man, and Maskell and KJ. It's so good to see KJ. He's become such a great leader for us, and just seeing him become a technician guy out there, and great job with his technique and fundamentals and getting that first sack. And then Brian is just a big load in there. So a lot of good things from that group. And Reagan Upshaw. You didn't have Foster, you didn't have Xavier Thomas. And, man, I thought those guys did a heck of a job. And, Xavier and Justin, they just, when they get back rolling, they're just going, that's just more fuel for the fire there. But great to see us get that type of start and that type of production, out of Miles right out of the gate. Because, again, I know he's just going to get better from there.
Coaches, go ahead, Matt.
I was going to say, this is Matt with the State. ESPN was mentioning or ABC, I guess it was, mentioned on the broadcast several times just how complimentary you were of this freshman class, and talking with them. Just not only those two guys that you just talked about, but the whole freshman class as a whole. Can you speak about what you think of those guys? Yeah,
I mean, this is a really, really good group. I'm going to be surprised 4 or 5 years from now if this doesn't, really prove to be what they were on paper. They were the number one class in the country for a reason. You sometimes don't know how that's going to translate. And they're all at different stages, you obviously see a guy like Miles and Brzee, and you just go, wow. But let me tell you, when my man Capehart and Trey, get it all together, they're going to be equally impressive. Everybody's at different levels, and sometimes it's different opportunities. Those two freshman receivers, EJ and Joe, special. Been doing this a long time. Special talent that is going to really develop nicely, and they're going to be unbelievable by the time they leave here. And same thing with those backs, and the young tight end Sage Ennis. Nobody's going to talk about him right now because of just doesn't have quite the opportunity yet. But let me tell you, he's going to be a great player. All those OL they just got a lot to learn, and we're in the process of teaching them. That's what we do. But we got they're all the right guys. I mean, we really, there's not one kid in that entire freshman class that I don't think we hit on. I think every single one of them, good Lord keeps them healthy, will leave here, having left their mark and developed into a really good player.
Coach, it's Trevor again. Lynn J made the trip but didn't get into the game. Was that just because he got banged up earlier, wanting to get him 100%? And I guess the silver lining of missing him and those two sophomores is that the freshmen were able to get a lot of reps last night.
Yeah, and it was great for those guys, just to get under the lights and get a taste of it. And I think Bowman I don't even think he could breathe the first time. We're pulling guys, and he's way out in front of the pullers. He just ran himself right into the ground. He was so excited to get in there, but he settled down after that first play and did a nice job. Same thing with Kobe. Those are two really good young players, and it was a great experience for them. Rencher did a heck of a job, had some nice plays, and Lynn J was, our intent was to only play him if we had to have him to win the game, because he really just got back full go in practice last week, and coming off of the knee sprain there, but he looks great. We'll cut him loose this week and let him go, man. He's gonna be awesome. He was having a great camp. He really was. I mean, just an awesome camp, and until he sprained his knee. So he's been the last 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks. He's been recovering and working his way back, and looked great in practice. That's why we took him. But again, the mindset was let's only play him if we have to, and so I'm glad it worked out where we didn't, and just gave him a little more time to get back rolling this week. But and then hopefully we'll have Mikey back and Ches this week. That's my hope. Ches is going to be back into practice this week, and hopefully we'll get him back in there too.
Dabo, this is Larry Williams. Walker Park, I think I remember you when he first got here. You were just talking about the mentality he had and not timid like I guess a normal freshman offensive lineman would be. Did you see a lot of that last night? That same mentality you were talking about when he got here? No doubt. I mean, I think he was the kind of the first guy in, if you will. I think he ended up with 26 snaps, but he's going to be a great one, and he's just going to get better and better. It's so important to him, and it was pretty cool to see him on the sideline. I mean, he was really challenging that whole group. I mean, that young second group is, and Blake Benson got in there. It was good to get him back in there. He's kind of the old dog of that group, trying to work his way back. He's only been in practice for about a week and a half, so good to see him get lathered up. He'll come along nicely, but yeah, Walker was challenging him, man. He was just mad because we'd had a couple 3 and outs, and I mean, he's just a very competitive guy. It's very important to him, and there's no doubt his mentality is gonna serve us well in that OL for several years to come.
Dabo, this is Matt again. You mentioned Trevor maybe trusting his arm too much at times early on last season. Just how nice was it to see him start the year the way he did last night?
No, he was amazing. I mean, just obviously the sack on the first series, that was a really bad play, and all he had to do was just get rid of the ball there, and held on to it too long, but put us in a bad spot. But that was probably his biggest error of the game. I mean, he did miss Frank one time wide open, but it's so easy to kind of see what he didn't do, but because there's only 2 or 3 things. I mean, he was awesome. Just complete command. Made a lot of different type of throws, whether it's in the pocket, sliding in the pocket, moving to his left, moving to his right, throwing off his back foot. I mean, he made a lot of different type of throws in the game. It's a shame we didn't get the one to Amari there, because that was a great play, well anticipated. Had to kind of hold it a little longer than he would have liked, but he was tremendous. I mean, really tremendous. Did a nice job with his legs as well, and just super proud of him.
Hey, Coach, Lawton Swan, Clemson Sports Talk. There were a number of fans that were disappointed with the stickers on the back of the helmets last night, and I saw some saying, I wish I had opted out after seeing that. What would you say to that portion of the fan base about what your team stands for and what some of those stickers mean to your players?
Well, that's a new rule this year that the NCAA, changed to allow, in response to, a lot of things going on in our world right now, and allow, the teams, individual players to express themselves or create awareness in different things. And, listen, I mean, I support my guys. I mean, not everybody's going to think the same, and that's never going to be the case. But these are young people that have been challenged with a lot of things. They're developing young people, and they came up with several different things, and they got together as a team on what they wanted to do, just like all the teams are doing. And again, I support them in all that they're dealing with and trying to figure out and trying to navigate at this time. Again, there's always going to be disappointment. Nobody's going to ever fully agree on certain things, but hopefully, people can respect our young men and what they believe in and what their different causes are that they want to bring awareness to or support or whatever that may be through whatever platforms that have been made available to them.
Hey, Dabo, it's Anna with Clemson 24/7. How would you assess the play of the secondary last night? And then I guess, was it good to see Andrew Booth come back early in the third quarter and have that PBU after, letting a couple of passes on him in the first half?
Yeah, it was. He had a couple plays that were just competitive plays. Kind of, there was one Hail Mary type play. Guy just went up and made a great play, but he was in good position. And his first start, he didn't get a lot of time, in the secondary last year, and especially when the game was on the line type situations. And so he's just going to get better and better and better. He's had a great camp, but his motor was running really high, and we gotta just kind of cool him down just a little bit and just get him a little more aware of some things, as far as just getting the signals and getting the calls and those type of things, especially when he's away from our bench. But it was great to see him come back late and make a great play on the ball. I'm just really proud of Andrew. He's going to be a great one. And then same thing with Sheridan. I thought Sheridan was very poised, did a nice job. And, Fred came in and did a good job. We played 5 corners, and they all got significant snaps. Lee Anthony played 30 plays, Sheridan 33. Malcolm Green got in there, and he played 19, would have got more, but he had a bad penalty, hitting the guy out of bounds there. Booth had 27 plays. Davis had 39. So a lot of guys got a lot of work, and we obviously didn't have Mario or DK. So I think this is a really good group that's just going to continue to develop. But really proud of Booth. He's just going to get better from this tape. That's for sure.
Anybody with anything else for Coach?
Dabo, this is Larry again. I think that your starting defense last night coming in had a total of 17 career starts combined. I think it was Tyler Davis and Nolan were the only ones that he had ever started. The fact that you guys were able to pitch a shutout in the first half, is that just a testament to talent or defensive line, or just the fact that you're able to overwhelm an opposing offense, even given those factors?
Well, I think it's a testament to a lot of things. I mean, it's certainly, we've recruited at a high level, recruited a bunch of talented players, and then we've developed those players. So we've got a great group of coaches that do an awesome job, great strength staff. It's a holistic approach, but also we play a lot of guys, So yeah, we had some bunch of first-time starters, but not first-time players. Balin Spector was our player of the game defensively, and he was a first-time starter, but he's not a first-time player. This guy's been in our program. He's been developing. He's played significant snaps in the past in meaningful situations, and it was just his opportunity. Jake went in there and started with Skowski being out, but Jake's he's a redshirt sophomore. He's a third-year player. So we've evaluated well. We've signed what we think's really talented players, and then we've developed them. And a lot of that development comes from what you saw last night. That's getting guys snaps, getting them the opportunity to play when you have those chances. We've led the nation 2 years in a row in players per game, and so that's what you saw last night is a direct reflection of that mentality, that philosophy, to play the guys that deserve to play. So because you're going to lose great players every year, and if you don't develop your team, then you're going to be very inconsistent. And we've tried to be consistent year in and year out, regardless of who's here, who's gone, whatever. It's always, hey, hopefully we've done a nice job as coach. That's one of the things I challenge. We work hard to develop our freshmen, even if they're not playing much. We've always worked hard to develop in the red shirts, and this is a year that we don't have to even worry about that. They can all play, but so it's just a reflection of a lot of things, and it's been that way, for a long time. And again, it's because of all those reasons.
We'll take one or two more for Coach if anybody has anything. All right, in lieu of another question, we will wrap it up, and we will see you all digitally tomorrow.